So they always talk about the right vehicle, right? In business, when you have the right vehicle, you can actually make significant money. And when we start talking about the vehicle is one, it's partly you, because you are the character, you are the uniqueness, you are the gift to the world, right? In what you do, what you offer, and how you show up. And you've got to see yourself as this beautiful divine gift, right? You are unique. You are not like anybody else. And so when we start to see that some of the things we offer are very unique, and we are a gift itself, that opens us up to this energetics of like, we are valuable, right? But as well as that, when we start to look at supply and demand, right? Because we're looking at, a lot of people are focusing on the supply of money. The money and the supply is through my clients, or it's through my business, and it's got to be, and we start becoming controlling, we start becoming restrictive. We are focusing on the supply, so the demand flees, which means that we're focusing the supply is like money, and then all of a sudden the source that we want it to come in through starts to become restrictive and slows down. When we start to focus on what demand is, right? The demand itself is us. It is what we offer. It is our service. It is our gift. It is, so for instance, people are looking for something. They are looking for something. So when they are looking for something, there is a demand for that thing, okay? They desire something. They have pain in their life. They have struggles in their life. There is these things that make people buy now, that they are wanting resolution for, right? They are wanting help with. Right? And you got to meet that demand for you to have like an abundance of flow in your life. Seeing that you have a unique gift, you are an expert at this stuff, you can really help them, right? You got to understand, what are they actually internally seeking, okay? They're not, they want to feel great, but what they're actually wanting is to get rid of the pain, the struggles, the stress in their life, the disappointment, the frustrations, whatever the emotion is, they want to get out of that. What is keeping them laying awake at night? You need to start to look at that. What were those things that kept you awake at night that you wanted resolution for, you wanted to have a solution for? People will pay for the solution, and you to be the expert to deliver that. And then we have to look at, okay, how are you unique in the way that you deliver this? Why are you better than anybody else? Right? And this is where it really comes down to understanding how much belief you have in yourself, how much you really truly see that the universe brought you here. You are here to offer something. We are not taught this in school, that you are so here to deliver something beautiful to the world. And so often we have so much disbelief in ourselves that we don't show up in our power. So when we start to see ourselves as, yes, we are valuable, yes, we can be an expert, yes, we have something to help other people with, and we start to actually hone in on that thing that they demand or desire in their life, therefore you are actually creating a demand for yourself, and all of a sudden supply comes. If what you offer is so valuable to other people, you will guarantee. So you need to make them understand. You need to be able to hit those points and those desire things. And sadly, we talk about a lot of the time in our marketing and sales, we start to talk about the how system, what's the solution? People actually don't want to know the how you solve the problem. Most of them don't anyway, some do. Most of them want to know that what they have is, I've got a problem, and are you going to fix that problem? Those are the two main things they want to know. They don't need to know the in-between part, right? You can maybe give them something so that they go, oh yeah, okay, you're an expert in that. Don't give them all of it. If you're doing videos and, sharing, it's like, if you just say, oh, I'm a healer and I'm going to make you feel really amazing. And it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Like, I want to feel amazing, but actually, what I want is, I want to get rid of the stress in my life. I want to feel good again. I want to, get rid of my anxiety. It's crippling. I want to get rid of this noise in my head. I want to, that's what they're thinking, right? They're like, what are they over in their life that they are ready to make a change? So there's 3% of people that are ready to buy right now, that are like, I've had enough. I need to fix this problem right here, right now. And I'm going to buy. I need to find, and are really on the hunt to do it right here and now. 17% are aware that they have a problem, and they are now looking into who is going to help them. Who has got the best solution to this problem, and are actually gaining information and are on the verge of buying. If you can give them the information, but without completely telling everything, right? Don't, if you go on a live, like this is the mistake I used to make, is doing master classes, and I would give them all the hows. Well, they're going, great, awesome, I just got all that for free, thank you. Yeah, great, you're amazing. Yeah, you're an expert at that. You've just helped me in so many ways, but they have no desire to then have to connect with you because you've just given them everything. You just overgave. So it's really starting to understand, how do you give them some of the secret sauce, you know, to make them go, oh yes, okay, this person has got something, and that is a little bit different, or that is a little bit more unique, but they're not giving you the whole solution to it, yeah? That they still have a demand that they need you to help them. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And it's just how it has to, how we create a demand, right? That we are demanded in what we offer and what we do, and that we're expert. And you are deserving to be paid for what you give and what you offer, and your valuable gifts, your time and your energy. You're 100% deserving of that, okay? So you must really, really understand that. And that's where a lot of soul entrepreneurs struggle with, charging for their time and their energy, right? And they overgive because they're in their heart and they just give, but then they're struggling, you know, to pay their bills. And so when we get into sales and marketing, we're going to go deeper into the structuring of how you actually speak into those things, okay? But we're talking about that you are the demand, and you need to have a good, strong pillar of being that demand to increase the supply, okay? It's not just that you are a healer, because that is the how, or that is the solution, like the strategy to creating the solution, yeah? So it is that's not what people necessarily seeking. Yes, they want a strategy that will work, but they're wanting to, one, get rid of something or change something in their life, and they need that to get to another point. They're from point A to point C, and the strategy is the B in between. They just want to go from A to C, yeah? And you are that linking piece, if that makes sense. So when they talk about reverse engineering, yes, when we start to go, okay, we need to make this much money, right? So we can start to look at it from that aspect of, okay, I offer this great demand. My demand is valued at this much. I deserve to be paid so much money as an exchange for the value I offer. And in instance of that, I need to make this much money, I need to have this many sessions, right? So we start to reverse engineer as to how many sessions we might need, roughly. The problem is, I find, yes, it's great to do that because it gives us some idea of where we're aiming, what we're looking for. But when we don't meet those things, people fall into disappointment. Oh no, I'm not paying my bills. Oh no, I'm not doing this. And so then you're creating an emotional roller coaster. If you are not able to create emotional stability and trust, that maybe one week you'll get more clients, the next week you get one or two less, but it's all balancing out, right? Or all of a sudden, the universe decides to give you money from some other source, right? You know, because it's testing you to see, can you trust, can you surrender? All right? So just really watching your emotions around when you start to reverse engineer how much, you know, how many clients you would like and all these kind of things. And if you're not getting those things and you're falling into emotional chaos, you are actually affecting your business greatly, okay? Because your emotions cause the effect in the business, okay? So you start to cause the demand to flee again because you are in this energy, this condensed energetics, yeah? And that we're focusing on the thing of it not, basically we're focusing on them not being there, if that makes sense, right? So you're actually, whatever you put your attention in and focus on, energy flows to. So it's going, okay, well, we're focusing on the lack. So we're going to keep giving you more lack. You really have to start to watch this energy. And I know I used to do that too, right? So there's a fine line when I talk about reverse engineering. Yes, great. I go, okay, I know how many clients I can fit in my week, you know, and yeah, like I know what those and what days I prefer, but I also have ability to surrender and trust because the universe, you know, like when I started recording this, I had less clients come in and I could have been like, oh my God, no, what's going on? Freaking out. And then the universe decided to give me money from a completely other source. Plus, it was also the energy I was putting into, marketing, and like for the marketing side of it, of course I was going to be making money when the people joined up. There's also that kind of energy too, right? So we need to have that ability to be able to be like, yeah, okay, where is my energy sitting? How can I anchoring and stabilizing your energy, your value system, right? And really starting to refine and define what is the demand, what are the pain points, what are the things that your clients are actually really seeking. And you guys should already be starting to get that information when they come to you, asking where they're coming from. What is it that they're really seeking help with, yeah? And what is it that they're actually wanting, desiring as an outcome? And those are the two things, and you got the solution in the middle, or the strategy in the middle, right? So just really focusing and refining and defining that till you get to a point where you're really clear about being able to speak into those things. And sometimes there's several pain points, and we're going to go into that later, but for each thing, say with like you guys, some of you guys were juggling multiple jobs and you're not liking the juggling multiple jobs, right? So, but because you're juggling multiple jobs, there's all these pain points that come under that. Yeah, or, and sole entrepreneurs, there could be that stability and income. How is those? There's several things that's affecting in their lives, right? So we start to go more defined in each one, the biggest pain points that are there, that people are like, they're the big things, yeah? So you got to start to hone in. What are the universe already sending to you and the clients? What are these people seeking assistance with? And that you have the strategy that you can help them get from A to C, yeah? So really starting to refine and define that, working out that, okay? So remembering that for you guys too, it's the 80-20%. So really it's about the energetics, it's anchoring in, it's creating the stability in the universal laws, your emotions, and then doing the aligned action, trusting the universe, saying, okay, what's the next step? I'm being really present here. What would you like me to do? How can I accelerate and expand in my business to be in a place where I feel happy and fulfilled and delivering amazing things to people and creating transformation and every time you do that, feel that energy, right? Tell the universe, awesome, thank you for giving me that client. And that was such a beautiful experience, right? And also get that feedback from your clients. What did they experience? Get them to give you testimonials. Share that social proof. People want to see social proof. Yeah, people want to see that they can trust you. They want to hear in other people's words, what did they experience? So really starting to look at those things, okay? So increase the demand and the supply will happen. So this is, a lot of people struggle with pushing out of their comfort zone to increase their demand, right? Increase the demand on themselves, to expand, to grow themselves at some point. So we talked about that compounding, so growing yourself 1% a day, 10%, don't go more than that because the nervous system's going to trip you out. So it's really about creating demand, okay? And even then with my money, I'm increasing a demand every 3 months to say, okay, I need to earn more. I need to receive more, right? And then I'm going to grow my wealth, yeah? And then I want to help humanity on a bigger level. Okay, so don't be so attached to the supply, to the dollar as in the money aspect, or that the clients are, if they're inconsistent in the demand, we're needing to stabilize. In the supply, that we need to stabilize the demand more. Okay, so source is your supply, it's not the client. Remembering that source is actually the only one main supply, and source is within you as well. Abundance is part of source. Money is source, okay? But it is from source. It is not, clients are my supply, yeah? The source is supply. And that is something that a lot of people forget, that if we start to open ourselves to the supply through source, we're opening ourselves to so much more, okay? You just know what you love and what fulfills you and what you offer and what your unique gifts are, and you're allowing yourself to expand. And I, over the years, kept evolving and changing and having new offerings, and that's a little bit what the universe wants to do. And eventually I had all these beautiful offerings that I could kind of bring it into a package of something even bigger, right? So, Yep, so if we focus on the supply, the demand flees. There is only one source. Yes, we've spoken about that. When we give too much focus on money or onto clients, we actually are giving our energy to that, yeah? So we are actually giving our energy away. So we become a slave to money. You are focusing constantly on money, and where is money coming from? You are actually giving your energy away, and that is something you really, really want to look at. You are wanting to increase this energetic flow in you, not decrease it. Yeah, so if it is becoming a sieve that is draining you, it's not going to create abundance. Okay, so stop losing your power. Don't go into lack and reducing the inner supply within you, because that inner supply and that inner energy is what the universe is going to tune into as to how to give you abundance, right? And give you more. So when you start to do that and you're giving your power away to the clients and then bringing in money, you're actually pushing clients away, or the flow of abundance as you're restricting it, okay? So you're cutting yourself off to the source flow within you. Yeah, you're reducing that source flow within you. When we connect to it and we're asking for flow for each step, how to take action, aligned action, we attract and we become more magnetic. Yeah, if we start to ask the universe and ask our soul and ask source within us how, for it to give the guidance steps, right? And then it might give you a piece, and it's just a piece. We don't get very controlling and restrictive, but we need to action those things. Action, action, action when source is giving you those things. And also remember to go into wonder. I wonder how this will help me. I wonder, I'm just open to receiving that, okay? If you focus on the debt and the supply, the supply and service decreases, okay? So I do have schedules like for myself as well, because again, certain days I do filming, certain days I have for myself. So I do have these things that I create some sort of container around. So I'm telling the universe, this is where my time and my energy, and that I am valuable, and these certain things in my life are valuable. And I'm also open to receiving more, and it tests me. It's like, okay, I'll say a client might come in and I'm like, she wanted a Wednesday. I'm like, Wednesday I actually like to have is a day for me and to refresh and reset and to meditate and really making sure I'm honoring my practices. But I was like, I can do actually when I pick the kids up. Pick the kids up and I can do that. Yeah. So even though Wednesday's not my ideal day, she was like, yeah, I can do that. I couldn't do the Thursday because normally Thursday I would say yes, but the kids actually have their school events end of year, right? So we're talking about that sort of stuff. So we're creating flexibility. So because I have to be flexible on some of the days, usually I honor for myself. We must trust this theory. We must test it and trust it, okay? We now must allow ourselves to be able to stabilize our emotions, okay? So we start to cause the effect, stabilizing our emotions, stabilizing, anchoring in who we are. So we entrain others with our energy, because we are this strong field of energy, that we have all this beautiful essence, that we are actually changing the vibrational basis of the clients and the people that come in contact with you. And when you start to really work on stabilizing that internally, you become that person that people say when they meet me, they're like, there was this energy about you, there's this presence, or there's this and they notice. And I'm like, okay, because my energy is so anchored. Sometimes it's once in a while, and that's usually when I hide myself away and kind of be very careful, because I'm susceptible to other people's energy at that time, right? So just really, really looking at that.